Hi, Deborah Borchardt here on Wall Street Confidential. I'm talking with Jim Cramer. Jim, the big news of the day, AIG bailout, rescue. What do we have here?
This is one where finally, and I know I've been calling for one, didn't think we'd back into it. We've got a Federal Reserve sovereign fund. We finally have our own sovereign wealth fund, and it's backed up by a lot of money. I think people don't understand that as long as the dollar's not going down, obviously the market welcomes this. There was a pressing need. AIG had horrible financial disclosure, but if you read through the lines and went over, as I've referred to over and over again, their December 6th conference, you would recognize that they are intertwined in the system. It's particularly a European issue. If I were the president, I'd be calling, or the Treasury Secretary, I would be calling the heads of Europe and say, listen, we need you to kick in on this. We'll let you in. We've got good terms. The market's reacting very negatively to it. Now, the equity markets are really off their game. The fixed income markets are radically improving because AIG was perhaps the biggest worry I knew. The equity markets are acting as if this plan is a disaster. I think the equity markets have misread the whole way.
But they really needed to do this because, like you said, this company reaches out into so many areas.
Most banks in Europe that were mortgage-oriented used AIG to wrap their bonds.
Right.
It was very similar to what happened to MBI. If AIG went under, I would, even no matter what price things opened, I would sell. I would sell every financial. And now that this is through, I see all the financials for sale, and it shows me that people don't understand. Lenny Dykstra, my friend who has a terrific newsletter, is talking about buying Wachovia here. Off of this AIG, I would buy Wachovia. We're going to have fewer homes foreclosed, fewer homes are being built. There is just a tremendous disconnect between how much better today is than yesterday, but that's okay. You know what? That's where the great opportunities come from.
Okay, is there another shoe to fall?
Well, I mean, I think you want to look at it as like it's a closet of shoes and there's only a couple left. I mean, they're really...
left?
I don't know if it's responsible for me to say what's left. I think that they are that I have repeatedly stressed certain names that are called black holes.
Okay.
At this very important point, I think I would just like to refer to my previous work rather than be able to, let's say, make it worse.
Okay.
Because I see the short seller until Cox. If Cox were to act, if Cox were involved and if he were engaged, he puts through the short selling rules that he had. I will talk about those too, and I will say that they're buys.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Deborah here on Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned for more at thestreet.com TV.